Whiff that. Whiff that 8X. Whiff, you know you want to whiff it, though. I know you want to whiff it. Come on, come on, come on. Where it? That's Footsies!
Whiff punishing is the most important skill to master in Pokkén Tournament DX. It is your reward for perfect spacing and anticipation. Once you master it, you can base your entire game plan around this one tactic to be even top players of the game. I'm going to teach you what a whiff punish is and how to set one up. So first, what is a whiff punish? A whiff punish occurs when you make an opponent's attack miss your character, or whiff, and then hit them, punish them, before they can block your attack. Think of it like a real fight. You want to make the other person's punches or kicks miss you and then counter-strike them when their guard is down. Super simple strategy, and it can lead to full combos for punishing an opponent's mistake. Now, how do you set up a whiff punish? Even some of the best Pokken players haven't properly incorporated whiff punishing into their game. Part of it is because of two misconceptions. Number one is it's not about having fast reactions. You can have trash reactions like myself and still land these all day. Secondly, it's not about just walking back and forth, hoping your opponent throws something out and swinging at the first thing that moves. A lot of times you'll see people blocking a neutral or walking themselves all the way to the corner for no reason looking for a move, but they didn't bother to create the perfect spacing situation in the first place, so they can't capitalize. There are 3 steps to setting up and landing a whiff punish. Write these down and don't skip any of them. You have to provoke, anticipate, and react. Strong players aren't going to just be throwing out high recovery attacks for no reason in neutral to let you punish them for free. Actually, scratch that. Even top Pokken players will do that. They can't control themselves. But after you get 1 or 2 launches from that, then they'll start to finally wise up and get a lot more conservative with their buttons. To get them to whiff another one, you have to provoke it. This means you do something that makes your opponent think it is in their best interest to press a button. There are 3 easy ways to do this. The first is to approach a range where you threaten a throw. In Pokken, you cannot break throws on reaction, so you have to preemptively guess and use a throw break. This means you can use a move or just basic movement like walking to get you close enough to the opponent to throw them and then quickly back out of that range by walking back or backdashing. 8Xs are universal throw crushes, but they also universally have really long whiff animations, so you can get a full combo with most characters. The second method is to provoke a preemptive anti-air. Not every character can do this, but many characters have some tricky aerial attacks like Mewtwo, Blaziken, Decidueye, Gengar, really most of the cast honestly. The thing is, it can be hard to anti-air some of these options on reaction, making them pretty obnoxious on defense. So throw them out once or twice in a row to make your opponent wary of it, and then just camp out at a range where opponents are looking for it, but know they still can't react. When they get antsy and throw out their 8Y, you can hit it in its recovery. A very obnoxious variant of this is to charge your counterattack just outside of an opponent's grab range, or even inside of it. People will try to stuff it out or try to grab it, CADC back to get a beefy whiff punish, and even a critical hit if your opponent tried to throw you. I call this the Burnside special.
Got him with the Burnside!
The last method is to convince your opponent to use their best general use preemptive poke. Chapter 7.2 was all about each character's best preemptive attacks. You want to bait those out. Keep walking to the very tip of the range of your opponent's best moves and then walk back out. Poke once or twice to push the opponent to the wall to make them uncomfortable. And when they whiff their best move, make them think twice about it next time. Home run that out the park. This method is especially effective when your character's own preemptive buttons aren't necessarily that good or they're very risky. You can still get massive damage by letting your opponent make mistakes for getting impatient. Anticipate. Now that you know how to provoke 8Xs, 8Ys, and other lunges, let's talk about properly anticipating them. It's not enough just to make an attack whiff. If you swing at the first thing that moves, you might try to punish something small like a 2Y, fail, and then get hit by armor in neutral or an immediate whiff button into a jump. But if you just stand around waiting for buttons and you try to confirm if a move has high enough recovery to punish every time, you'll often react too slow, or you'll pay so much attention to that you won't be in the correct position to do anything about it. I know a lot of Blaziken players do this. They have a great whiff punisher in 6A, but either they walk back too far, or they're super late on their punishes and end up getting bodied by preemptive anti-airs anyway. So this is the way to anticipate a move and up your whiff punish success rate. When you're provoking a move, pick 1 or 2 specific attacks you want your opponent to throw out. So let's say I'm Shadow Mewtwo playing Footsies against Lucario. I want to provoke a move that I can react to like a throw break, so 8X. and another far-reaching poke like 6x. So I can use my own 6x into Miracle Eye, or maybe just throw out 1 or 2 Sidewise Blasts. After I do this, I want to walk or backdash just outside of 8x and 6x range. Close enough so that I can still punish the recovery animation, but far enough so that those moves still miss my character's hitbox. A pro tip here is to let go of block, since blocking widens the distance that your character can be hit and thrown. You want your hurtbox to be as narrow as possible. Now that you moved into the specific range you need to be, only look for those 2 attacks. If you see anything else, don't bite. 8Y, you're not going to catch on reaction. 2Y, you're not going to catch. Anything that's not those 2 buttons, just ignore it. This way, when you do see 6x or 8x, your reactions will be primed to punish them hard. React. So let's talk briefly about reacting. A reaction is how fast you can do something like press a button after a given stimulus or event. So in this instance, the reaction is how fast you can press a button after seeing a move. But a reaction is different than recognition. Recognition is how fast you can differentiate between 2 different stimuli. By taking the time to differentiate between whether or not a move has a long enough recovery animation to be whiff punished, you slow down your reactions. A twitch reaction is when you don't even consider what the heck happened on screen, you just press a button at the very first thing that moves. This is the only way to whiff punish super fast recovery attacks like Lucario's 8Y. But it can still be done, and I've done it in tournament. The trick is, you have to use provoking, anticipating, and reacting all in tandem. So Lucario's 8Y is an anti-air. You want to use some sort of obnoxious aerial attack once or twice like EXI jump kick or Mewtwo's instant air dash jump wide to provoke it. Back up just outside of its range, and since you know 8Y is the only thing Lucario will logically throw out to stop you from going into the air again, you skip the recognition and go straight to twitch reacting to the first thing that moves. Again, you are very confident the 8Y is going to come out. You know the 8Y is going to whiff since you put yourself at the precise range for it to miss your character. Then you react with your fastest whiff punisher. The best whiff punishers are fast and far-reaching like 11 frame 2Ys from Shadow Mewtwo and Lucario, but work with the fastest thing you've got. The longer the whiff animation of the attack you're looking for, the slower the move you can use. Even 19 frame moves or slower can work as whiff punishers depending on the right attack. Now remember, the same concepts apply in field phase, but obviously you won't be baiting throw techs as often since you can't whiff punish homing cancels. But forward Ys and any other high recovery projectile can be sidewalked or side dashed and whiff punished with your own forward Y. Like that, high recovery. Alright, that's it. Provoke, anticipate, and react. Practice this every single match you play and you'll have a skill that you can use to dominate almost anyone. Hey, if you found this content valuable, I have all 10 chapters of Pokken Basics already on my website and 50 plus videos that have never been released to my YouTube. These are all in free courses, and if you want something more advanced to take you from an intermediate to a top player, I've got you covered as well. Thanks for watching, see you there.